Hey everybody, I'm Zilla Blitz and welcome to another episode of American Truck Simulator. In honor of the Idaho Spuds Event that's going on, I thought this would be a very appropriate time for us to do Idaho State Trivia Round 1. That's right, if you recall, we did 2 episodes of State Trivia down in New Mexico. So we're going to fire up 6 special state trivia questions about the state of Idaho and go from there. So first up, I am going to look for a specific delivery. Once I get that delivery, I'll be right back and then we'll get started. All right, so we've got our delivery all set up now. We're going to take the big potato for our big potato delivery from Pocatello. I slid over there in between episodes to Twin Falls. It'll be about a 2-hour drive. Once we get there, we'll park that, then we'll pick up another ride for maybe about 4 hours, because I think we need about 6 hours to ask all our questions. And if you're not familiar how the state trivia question episodes work, basically I have 6 trivia questions, and as we drive along, we're just going to kind of ask the questions, and you get kind of basic ideas to see how many of you can get right. It's just for fun and no competition or anything like that. So I just got to adjust my audio here. Here we go. So we have our trailer should be right here beside us, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Looks like it should be right to the right here. Where's our little hat right there? Where is the big potato? Oh, there it is. Yeah, I can see the big potato right off to the right. So we'll get this all hooked up, and then let's go out on the road here. So big potato should be right behind us somewhere now. There it is, off to the left. So we'll get this all hooked up. Big potato is so cool. And we will get on the road shortly here. I'm excited for this one. Going to be a double delivery. Got a couple other random things to talk about too. I'm excited for the trivia questions because I think they're pretty cool. All right, so our big potato truck is all hooked up and ready to go. So cool. Now, actually, this is a perfect time for our first trivia question. So trivia question number 1. Let's just get started. It's a true or false question. This truck exists in real life. True or false? Simple as that. Does this truck that we have just picked up, the trailer part of it, of course, does it exist in real life? True or false? That's our first question. The way this works, we're going to ask 2 questions, then we're going to come back and answer 2 questions, and so on and so forth. So we're going to get on the road here a little bit first, so we get moving, and then ask our second question. So I'm just going to kind of pull out of the parking lot here. It looks like it's about 10:40 in the morning. I think we can make this delivery the whole way, and then we're going to need to take a nap. So our second episode might be at night, but that's always a good time, I think, to do trivia episodes because it's kind of fun, you know, driving at night, just answering trivia questions. Hope we don't hit that building. Whew, that was close. This potato is a pretty wide potato, if you haven't noticed. Beautiful day here in Idaho, and I'm excited. I learned a lot about Idaho kind of getting ready for these trivia questions, and we'll do 2 episodes of Idaho State Trivia. I think we'll do 1, then do a couple of driving ones. Whoa, not paying attention. I do feel like my driving in American Truck Simulator is getting a little bit better, though. I've been hitting fewer things. In between episodes, I did 1 quick episode where I went from Ketchum to Pocatello, and I didn't hit anything until I got to the parking lot there when I bashed a trailer that was already parked in the parking lot. So stuff happens. Okay, looks like the highway's up ahead. It's only a 2-hour drive, so we're going to get on the highway, ask the second question, then we'll have the answers to the second question. Alrighty, so we are on the highway trucking along, perfect open roads. This is a perfectly safe time to read while you drive. Again, don't try this at home. It's a perfect experiment to show why you should not be texting and driving and such. But question number 2. Okay. Idaho has 3,000, whoa, I almost hit that car. Idaho has 3,100 blank more than any other state in the United States. And that's a period after the blank. And the answers is for the blank. We have Idaho has 3,100 miles of roads, which is more than any other state in the United States. Or B, mountains over 8,000 meters tall, more than any other state in the United States. C, miles of rivers, more than any other state in the United States. Or D, McDonald's restaurants, more than any other state in the United States. So that is your question number 2. We'll drive a little bit here, and then we'll have the answers to questions number 1 and 2. If you need to hear it again, you can play it again. I probably won't I'm not going to repeat the really long ones because otherwise the episode gets really long. So put your thinking caps on and come up with your best answers, and then we'll be back in a moment with our answers. Alrighty, we got about an hour or so left, making pretty good time. Here is our answers. First question was, this truck that we're driving, I'll show it again here, the Idaho Spuds truck, this truck that we made for the event, is this a real truck or not? And the answer is true. This truck exists. And check it out. I'm going to read this story, and hopefully I'll be able to read through the whole paragraph without catapulting off the road here. The Idaho Big Potato Truck is currently on its 9th cross-country journey. It began in 2012 as a one-year campaign to celebrate the 75th anniversary of the Idaho Potato Commission, and it became quickly apparent with its success that it would be more than a one-year occurrence. I think it's down in Texas now, which is pretty cool. It literally became a big piece of pop culture. It travels the country promoting the certified heart-healthy Idaho potato and its mission to help small charities in towns and country, loan installment paid, okay? Small towns and cities with its Big Helping program. Not to mention that many people just want to have their picture taken with a 4-ton potato. Now the potato is not real, the truck is real, but the potato isn't real. So give yourself a pat on the back and 1 point if you got that question right. Let's go to the answer for number 2, roadwork ahead. I feel like that means I should probably pay attention a little bit. Question number 2, I think I probably need to focus for a second here. Looks like we got construction. Why is everybody stopped? People. Okay. Is there an accident? And now no one can get by? Waiting. Okay, well, it looks like I can give the answer to the question. Then I'll figure out a way around this and stuff like this. Question number 2. Idaho has 3,100 miles of roads, mountains over 8,000 meters tall, miles of rivers, or McDonald's restaurants. And this number is more than any other state in the United States. Answer is B. C. Miles of rivers. It's got more length of rivers than any other state in the United States. An incredibly natural state. I know a number of people have commented how wide open and natural these western states look, and that is very true of Idaho as well. There is one river in here, the Snake River. I actually bicycled across Idaho at one point in my life, and the Snake River, we went over it about 60 times. Obviously, the snake, it like curls all around. So I totally get how they have 3,100 miles of rivers. Anyway, that's our first 2 questions. We're about 30 minutes from time. We'll check in as we're ready to drop off this trailer, and then we'll go get our next one. So I'll see you in a little bit. Oh, crud. Okay, we got this. Missed the exit. This is perfectly fine, right? I think we can just... Yeah. Watch out for that car. Good. Yeah, don't do that at home either. Shh, don't tell anyone. Alrighty, problem solved. Alrighty, so we're at the Walbert. This is the Walbert that we dropped off the other big potato to a little while ago. They are very much into the big potatoes, apparently. Let's see what kind of parking we get here. Speaking of parking, only 40 for this one. Huh, and that looks pretty hard, actually. I don't know how we're going to get it in there without... Well, we'll figure it out when we get there. I thought we'd get a 90 for this, but... Bummer. But speaking of parking, I figured out the console command for turning on the tandem parking. And I've done that for Euro Truck Simulator and American Truck Simulator. And I was reading somewhere that said it's really hard to do it in American Truck Simulator, and it's not so hard to do so in Euro Truck Simulator. So at some point, I want to do just a tandem delivery with the tandem parking option in... Don't want to damage the potato here. This is a lot of pressure. And Euro Truck Simulator first, too. I think it's probably going to take the whole episode. It might take like several hours to park the thing, just because it's going to be so incredibly... Can I go over from the curb here? Yeah, looks pretty good. All right. Now can I crank this around? Get it straight. It's probably going to take a couple of turns to do this. But yeah, I'm looking forward to tandem parking episode. What could possibly go wrong, right? I was actually pretty well. It's a 40, so I guess it wasn't a hard parking. So, okay, we're in here. We've done our first 2 trivia questions. We've got achievement progress along the Snake River. Oh, that's one of these achievements. You have to make 4 specific deliveries in Idaho that follow the Snake River, and apparently we just made one of the 4. So that's pretty cool. We got a little bit of achievement progress there. And I know from just reading about that today, that delivery had to be perfect. So unintentionally, we've made some progress on a pretty challenging achievement there. Great, we got that money. Now I'll be right back. We're going to try to find another potato delivery that's about 4 hours so we can ask the last 4 questions in our trivia thing. Don't go away. We'll be right back with trivia questions 3 through 6. Oops. Damage 1%. Just a paint scratch there, I think. I looked to the right and I looked to the left. I should have looked back to the right again. Kind of was trusting the force there. Looks like that car isn't going anywhere. Oh, now it's backing up. Maybe he's mad. Well, it looks like he's okay. Just a flesh wound. So, just to fill you in, I couldn't find a 4-hour journey. The only thing I could find that was with potatoes. I wanted one coming from a farm here because the only one was back to Pocatello. So we're going to go back to Pocatello. Not the most exciting thing, but it'll be nighttime and we'll play trivia. So I'm hoping it'll still be fun. It'll look a lot different, and we'll be playing trivia anyway, so that's great to do on a nighttime drive. I just have to go find a place to sleep here first, which we'll get that sorted out, and then we'll pick the trailer up, and then we'll see you in a sec. So we took a sleep. We got our truck fixed up. We actually bought a few things for the side of the truck, and we got a license plate on the front of the truck, so we made a few cool little additions, and now we're at the potato farm here to pick up our Idaho potatoes. It's just shy of midnight on Monday evening, game time. Weather's pretty good. I don't think we've had any rain yet in American Truck Simulator. I guess in New Mexico there probably isn't much rain. Where is our truck? Straight ahead, looks like. But up in Idaho, we still haven't had any rain yet, so the weather's been good. And I think we're just going to pick this one up here. It's a regular potato tandem trailer, as we can see here. Going to grab this, and then we are going to head back to Pocatello. So we're going to get going right away on our questions here, too. Alrighty, so while we're pulling out here, not that it's always a good idea to drive and in city driving and try to read questions, we're going to give this a go. So here is questions number 3 and 4 as we trundle our way forward to the highway here. Question number 3. So there's a lot of colleges in the United States, and college sports in the United States, as many of you know, are huge. So here our first question is, Idaho's Boise State College has a football team, has a big football team. And their stadium, their home stadium, this is American football, not soccer, not soccer, American football, not football. Their home stadium has something very special about it. What is the one thing that is special about Idaho's Boise State College's stadium? Is it A, the only blue turf in the world? So it's got synthetic turf, and it would be blue. I think I'm going to have trouble making this turn. Maybe we're okay. Maybe not. We'll see. We're going to give this a try here. I'm going to straighten out my view here, though. Sometimes that is hard to do. Whoa, that's close. All right, no worries. We made it. Cool. Okay, so it's the only blue turf in the world. It was the first AstroTurf synthetic turf field in the world. That's B. C, it's the first indoor American football stadium in the world, so the first completely indoor stadium in the world. Or D, it has the largest capacity football stadium in the United States. So there's your questions. Is it A, the only blue turf in the world, B, the first synthetic AstroTurf, fake turf in the world, the first indoor American football stadium in the world, or the largest capacity stadium in the United States? Let's go to question. Are we going to make the light? Oh my goodness, we never make traffic lights in this game. Nice. Alrighty. So, question number 4. Built in 1905, Idaho's state capitol building, and I'll show it here, is the only one in the United States, we're not supposed to park on the train tracks, right? Is the only one in the U.S. that is A, made of Carrara marble from Italy, which we had a special Carrara marble Italian marble episode too. B, is heated by geothermal energy. C, has never been open to the public. Or D, is the tallest Capitol building in the United States. So there's our two questions. Put your thinking caps on and ponder away. We'll be back momentarily for the answers. All right, let's go through our answers here. We're still stuck in Twin Falls with the lights and stuff like that. I don't think they're timed in the game because I've seen them sometimes go all red and then all green. So I think that means you hit a lot of them because we seem to hit a lot of them. They're usually staggered so that once it turns green, it figures the speed of a vehicle going at the speed limit and turns the next light green down the ways there. But I don't think they've done that in the game. It just seems like it's either random or they all go off at the same time in the same direction, which doesn't really help us that much. But I think we're going to make this one. Nope, didn't. But anyway, okay, here's our answers. So first answer was Idaho's Boise State College's University Football Stadium is famous for something. What is it? Was it a blue turf? Was it its first AstroTurf stadium in the world, first indoor American football stadium in the world, or the largest capacity stadium in the United States? Answer is A. It is the only blue turf stadium in the world. Here's a picture of it. And it's cool. When you see it on TV and stuff like that, it just stands out. Apparently, the president of the university just wanted to make the field stand out and be unique. So he said, make a synthetic field and make the turf blue, which is pretty cool, huh? Okay, let's go to our next one. Built in 1905, Idaho State Capitol is the only one in the U.S. that is A, made of Carrara Italian marble, B, is heated by geothermal energy, C, has never been open to the general public, or D, is the tallest Capitol building in the United States. Answer is B. It's heated by geothermal energy. That's kind of a theme for the state. There's it's in the Rocky Mountains, a lot of parks and stuff like that. So a lot of access to nature and hiking and just a lot of geothermal energy around here. Apparently there are hot springs 3,000 feet underground below in Boise that heat the state Capitol building. And it heats a lot of other buildings in the town as well, too. So that's a cool fact about Boise State Capitol there. We're going to make this light. No fine. Nice. We were speeding to make it. But now see, this one's yellow, too. That doesn't make any sense, right? If we're speeding, we should get the next light. But anyway, we'll chat again once we get out on the highway here. And then we'll ask questions 5 and 6. And then we're going to get to the other side and make our parking delivery. And that should wrap things up for this episode. Question number 5 might be my favorite question, by the way. I might be giving something away, but yeah, it probably is. We'll see in a sec. Alrighty, we're on the highway here. We've got about an hour and 30 minutes left. It took us about an hour. It's 1 o'clock in the morning here, so hopefully not too much traffic. And let's get to trivia questions number 5 and 6. So question number 5, I got to read this one, which is perfectly safe to do. In the 1850s, when Congress was considering developing a new territory in the Rocky Mountains, a lobbyist in Washington, D.C. named George M. Willing suggested the name Idaho. It became popular and eventually became the name of the state. What does Idaho mean? A Shoshone. Shoshone is a Native American tribe. A Shoshone word meaning gem of the mountains. B, nothing, Willing made it up. C, a Shoshone word meaning root of the earth. Or D, a Nez Perce, that's again another Native American tribe, word meaning heaven. So there is question number 5. Let's go to question number 6 now. Question number 6. We got to finish. We started with the potato question. We got to finish with the potato question, right? So question number 6. The state of Idaho alone produces about 1/3 of all the potatoes consumed in the United States. That alone is an amazing fact right there. How many pounds of potatoes do they produce every year? A, 200,000 pounds, so about 91,000 kilos. B, 2 million pounds, about 910,000 kilos. C, 147 million pounds, which would be 67 million kilos. Or D, 13 billion pounds, which would be 6 billion kilos of potatoes. A, B, C, or D. If you need to hear them again, you can kind of click that rewind because I'm running out of time to give the answers here. We'll be back in a few minutes with the answers. Put your thinking caps on again. Alrighty, we are back for our answers to questions number 5 and 6. I'm curious to hear how you did. Let me know down below in the comments how you've done on the trivia questions here too. It's always fun to hear how people do. I think they're pretty hard if you don't know them, but maybe this round's a little bit easier. Okay, so the question was, what does the word Idaho mean? Is it a Shoshone word meaning gem of the mountains? Does it mean nothing? The guy made it up. Is it a Shoshone word meaning root of the earth? Or is it a Shoshone word meaning heaven? Answer is nothing. Willing made it up. So he just made the name up. And then when they asked him what it meant, he said, oh, it's a Shoshone word meaning gem of the mountains. But it's not a Shoshone word that means gem of the mountains. The guy just created the word, but everybody liked it. He just told them something, and that's how Idaho got its name. Isn't that cool? That's amazing. So it means nothing. It's just like some random word some guy made up. So I thought that was funny, because I'm always curious how states get their names, and I didn't think that would ever be the truth for one of the states in the United States. There is a rumor, I read something where apparently it said like the guy knew a woman named Ida or a girl named Ida or something like that, but it didn't seem to be able to verify that one. So, okay, let's go to our last question. How many pounds of potatoes does Idaho produce every single year? Is it 200,000 pounds? Is it 2 million pounds, 147 million pounds, or 13 billion pounds of potatoes? Answer is D, 13 billion pounds. 6 billion kilos of potatoes are produced in Iowa every year. Americans eat a lot of potatoes. I was actually reading some statistics that said Europeans eat even more potatoes than people in the United States, which really surprised me because I feel like we eat a lot of potatoes, especially lots of people eat a lot of French fries. But anyway, so there are our 6 trivia questions. Looks like we actually timed that perfectly. We were about 3 minutes away from our delivery here. So we'll go in here now and approach the parking and then get these potatoes parked. So we'll see you right as we approach the final destination here. Alrighty, we're here at Rail Export, so these potatoes must be going on a train somewhere. And let's see what we get for parking. 40? Ah, I want the 90s. Why is this a 40? It looks like it's just straight back, and I got a lot of room in front of it here. So maybe not too challenging to get this one parked, huh? Looking pretty good right now. I think if we're lined up, I go right beside that trail. This is actually pretty tricky for a 40, I think. Parking in America is hard. Well, we'll give this a shot here. It's on my blind side, too. Could have come around the other way. Well, we're going to, just to make it more challenging, we'll give this a shot here. In we go. That was actually harder than I thought. That's pretty narrow. Kind of moved those out of the way there a little bit with our trailer, but yep, job's done. We're in here. So let's see how we did in terms of money and stuff like that. Yep, so we get the 2nd out of 5 grown in Idaho. So there's an achievement in the game where you have to make 5 potato deliveries that start from potato farms in Iowa. So we've made 3 deliveries, but only 2 of them started at potato farms. So that's a nice achievement to move forward. We are nudging our way close to level 8. And that brings us to the end today. We will be back. I think we'll probably do a regular potato delivery. We get 4 out of 7 for the Idaho Spuds event, so we just need 3 regular potato deliveries to finish up that event. And let me know how you did on Idaho State Trivia version 1. We'll be back with Idaho State Trivia version 2. I've got the questions already, probably in maybe 2 or 3 episodes or something like that. But let me know how you did and everything. That's it for right now. I hope you had fun, enjoyed the episode. We'll see you later. Have a great rest of the weekend, and we'll see you next week. Take care, everybody. Bye.